a net profit of around 12 crores. That compares with the loss of around 98 lakhs.
Yes, indeed. Let's discuss the stock Pokarna. It's higher by 10.5% in today's trade. It's up 100% so far in 2015. And in the last 1 year, this is a stock which has given shareholders a return of 850%. Good set of earnings. Gautam Jain, the CMD of Pokarna, joins in now. Hi, Mr. Jain, and good morning, and many congratulations on a fabulous set of earnings. Okay, we've snapped the connection with Mr. Jain. We'll try and reconnect it. But the earnings once again should come up. You know, revenue growth for Pokarna stands at 56% on a year-on-year basis. They've seen their margins improved to nearly 30% versus an earlier 20%, and that is driving a profit this quarter of nearly 12 crore versus a loss of nearly 1 crore on a year-on-year basis. They operate in two key segments. One is granite and the other one is quartz, and it's quartz which is driving the up move, or has been the growth driver. So quartz sales is roughly about 50% to their revenues. That's the granite business. We're now talking about the quartz business, where it's about 50% of their revenues, and the sales over there have gone up by 130%, and margins have improved substantially to 30% versus an earlier 7%. Granite is the rest of the business, where the performance is a little more stable. It's still good, 26% sales growth and margin improvement, but it's clearly quartz which is driving growth. Nigel, you've tracked this company, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was a mid-cap mania stock?
I'm just trying to recollect that, Rima. Actually, I think I've covered it in the past as well.
Have.
Yeah, because that's why I was waiting for the management, in fact, to ask them a few questions. But we'll touch base with the management shortly. But the stock, nonetheless, is higher in trade. But let's take a look at the mid-cap index. A few stocks should come up for you on the screen. Something like an IRP Infra, that stock, in fact, should come up. It's flying away at this point of time. Just take a look at that stock. It's holding high with a gain of around 4.5%. DLF as well. Now, it's not a nifty stock, so that one as well is moving quite high. Just pull up IRB Infra. Let's take a look at that stock. L&T Finance Holdings as well has done a bit of a move in the last few minutes. So it's looking quite good. But as promised, I think we have the management of Pokarna back with us. Mr. Jain joins us at this point of time. Hi, Mr. Jain. Thanks so much for joining in. Numbers looking quite good. I wanted some clarity in terms of your top line. It's 50% higher. But I believe that you export as well, and there is some export to the United States as well. Could you give us some clarity on that?
Yeah, basically we focus only on exports,
okay,
and predominantly the American and European markets.
All right. And what is the contribution coming in from there? It's more than 50% a year of to the United States itself. Could you confirm that?
Yeah, more than 60% from United States actually in one part of the business, that is granite, and almost 80% coming in quartz from United States.
Okay. With this kind of a solid start to the year, Mr. Jain, what is the kind of revenue and margins that you're hoping to achieve for F516?
Well, I can't give you the number, but definitely it will be much better than the last year because our improved efficiencies and more market penetration, we are looking at a much better number this year.
Okay, but is this kind of a revenue run rate sustainable, nearly 100 crore on the top line, and margins around the 30%, or were there any one-offs which benefited you in this quarter?
No, on the contrary, it will improve because this quarter we literally had a little shutdown for upgradation of the production facilities.
All right.
And in spite of that, we have this number. So I hope that we should do better than what we did this quarter.
All right. So we'll be looking at 100 crore quarterly number on the revenue front going ahead as well.
Yeah. Sure.
All right. And second question, sir, with regard to your margins, they're looking very, very good at around close to 30%. Could you break that for us? Because you said that 60% is coming in from the United States. So what's the domestic margins and what's the export market margins?
No, if you look at the overall business model itself, we have almost 80% coming from export.
All right, 80%.
And these margins are consistently the same. Actually, there is no, only in terms of efficiency improvement, production and quality improvements have increased the numbers, but more or less the margins are consistent actually.
Okay. Is there scope to improve your margins at all in F516 or 17?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so what could be the measures that you can take or you are taking to improve your measures, and what could be the extent of margin improvement? Give us
the wider distribution, in fact, is helping us now more and more. because we are in this American market for last 20 years. So we have a very strong foothold in the whole of North American market.
Right.
And with the growth of quads, demand coming more also from the other parts of the world, we're getting better numbers.
All right, Mr. Jain, one final question from my end. Give me some guidance in terms of what you'll do in FY16. Are we looking at a run rate at a rough figure of around 400 crores in revenue? Is better than that? And second question, I think in the middle for a few years you didn't pay any dividend, but now you're back to paying dividend. Given that your profitability is going up, can we expect more dividend coming in to your shareholders as well?
Yeah, that will depend from performance at that time and the decision board will take. But the dividend was stopped because we were amidst of expansion, putting up these new plants and all.
Correct.
That was the only reason that, and also the slowdown in the American market that time for a shorter period was also one of the reasons.
Correct, sir. And your revenue numbers, sir, for this year, some guidance?
I don't think I'll be able to give you the guidance because normally we don't do that.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Jain, we'll leave it at that. Once again, congratulations and all the best. We'll speak later on in the quarter as well. Time to slip into a short break. When we return, we'll address the market technicals and all your queries with Sudarshan Sakhani.